Crazy poppies, crazy poppies. Acoustic layer is coming on very well, and what do you know? If you're going down here and have a look, the board has been lifted and we have the carrots. They've sprouted. 10 points to that man who said rub them with sandpaper and then cover them with a board. Now there's a lovely weed for you. It's growing at the back of the garage. Look at these ants around about this daisy. Now if you look underneath, you'll see what they're interested in. If you look at the colour of these raspberries, they're sort of light green, and that they're not growing well in this area. But then if you look along there to those raspberries at the end, they're much greener and nicer. If you look at the size of the flowers on this, then they're not so well advanced. Fruit hasn't set. But if you come along here and have a look at these ones, where they're much greener, and the berries have set. So it seems to be that there must be a nitrogen deficiency, or they need to be fertilized. Built that contraption to put over the blueberries because the rabbits come and eat them in the winter. So I had it over here where these blueberries were growing. I've been looking at what's happened, and when I dig in here, where is it? There it is. First blueberries coming to fruit. Oh, wonderful. The zucchinis are growing, the leaves are getting bigger, and if we look down here near the stem, then we can see that some flowers will be coming soon. In a small lean-to greenhouse, I've got this red leafed basil, and then some pieni lettinen, small leafed basil, and then just some ordinary basil. The red leaf basil is sprouted, and but I'm not sure what's happening with the ordinary basil and the small leaf basil. There's a big mixture here, and there's weeds in it as well. But if I get something from this red leaf basil, then I'll be happy with it. Very nice looking lettuce along there. I'm happy with that. But then you come across here, then all of a sudden, what happens? It looks like it's just being attacked by something. It's just wilting. And a good head of lettuce, now it's just dead. These potatoes are coming on well. But you can see between the rows there are lots of weeds beginning to grow, so I'm going to have to go in there and start weeding these. Keep the weeds down, and then to show up the potatoes. These are the dwarf beans that I planted. They're coming on quite well. And along here I dug some chives out of the grass and planted a border of chives, and now they're just all in blue flower. I brought this Rosa glauca from a local nursery, Virtalo Varpola, and they only had it in water, and you can see here that there are some buds on it, but it hasn't sort of broken out in bloom, so I'm keeping it in the shade here to perhaps give it a chance to break out into the leaves. But, so I don't know what it's going to do. Maybe that it never does anything. But it's a beautiful rose once it gets going. It's got a reddish purple leaves and small pink flowers, and can grow to about 2 meters tall. I'd love for it to sort of to blossom. But let's keep our eyes on these buds. This is a young plum tree, and you can see that the leaves, they're suffering. They're diseased and they're sort of light green. Whereas over here, this is another plum tree, and the leaves are dark green. So I need to get some fertilizer into that other one, so it becomes more healthy. All the blossoms now have died on the Lumipala Hazy, and I've done some sort of cutting back, sort of taking out all this sort of wood that was just hanging. It didn't have a very nice shape, that, and I did it also with these other two trees over here, or bushes. That's the little Lumipala Hazy, and that one there is a mock jasmine, which should be flowering pretty soon. But all this stuff has to be fed into the chopper and made into chippings. So that's a job I'll have to do. Apples are becoming bigger now, perhaps about the size of a walnut at the moment. This is the tree that has done poorly, but there's a few apples on it. So I'll be interested to see if I get anything from it. This is Mustamari aronia. It's a bush from Estonia, and these form blackberries. Some people make juice out of it. For me, it's just too sour, too much oxalic acid or something like that. Really, really sour. So I just leave it, and if the birds want it, then they can have it. It's the door leading up to the house with some more pansies. And down there, some Rosa Ragusa and the clematis. Top of this wall is Sempervivum, and you can see there are these little sort of buds all over the place. Well, these fall off and they go down into the ground, and if you look down here, you can find that they are growing down there. So if you want to propagate Sempervivum, all you do is just pick these little buds off, put them into some poor soil. Listen to that train going by. That's the line from Lahti to Kouvola. Put them into the poor soil, and then you'll get new plants.